Welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot 29,000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. Last week, United Airlines was the talk of the town, but for all the wrong reasons. On Sunday, a video went viral showing a passenger being literally dragged off an overbooked flight. The next day, the airline's PR team issued a statement saying that the company did nothing wrong, only to retract it on Tuesday when they apologized and took full responsibility for the incident. Finally, on Wednesday, the company issued a statement detailing how they would no longer use local law enforcement to remove passengers from overbooked flights. Moving forward, United would cultivate their own elite teams of tactical response and removal squads. Monday morning, Alabama Governor Robert Bentley resigned from office and pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors to avoid being impeached for a sex scandal that also cost the highly religious Republican his marriage. Amongst his accomplishments while in office were signing the toughest anti-illegal immigration law in the U.S., requiring Alabama voters to present a state ID before going to the polls, and eliminating DMVs from poor and minority communities so that citizens that typically voted Democrat would have a more difficult time casting their votes. Last week, a Florida man was arrested for using his daughter to peddle pot brownies to her high school classmates. The man's daughter and 3 other students were also arrested in the bust. The man's neighbor, who had children in school with the daughter, said, "That's like crazy, man, you know? Like right next door? No way! I would have never have known, man, like never. Dude, seriously? Never." And that brings us to our Alternative Facts of the Week segment. Let's get started. Alternative fact number 1. Last week, the military dropped one of its heaviest bombs on ISIS in Afghanistan. Although deadly, the bomb was still smaller and less destructive than Chad after a visit to Chipotle. Alternative fact number 2. A mob of kangaroos invaded a golf course in Australia last week. The kangaroos had originally gathered to disrupt play and protest the course for stealing their land, but after playing a few holes, they discovered they really loved the game, and that's how Joey Hops started his long and illustrious path towards winning his first Masters. Alternative fact number 3. On Saturday, North Korea graciously accepted Trump's invitation to a dick measuring contest and held a military parade to show off its super big nuclear arsenal. And even though Trump's nuclear arsenal was bigger, more powerful, and gold-plated for some reason, the king baby still grew insecure and threw a temper tantrum, striking out at the closest thing around him and accidentally ordering SEAL Team 6 to infiltrate Canada and extract all of the country's politeness. Alternative fact number 4. A new type of pornography gained popularity this week as millions watched a giraffe give birth on Saturday and discovered a little something about themselves that they didn't know. Alternative fact number 5. Saturday was tax day, and thousands of Americans across the United States marched to protest that Trump release his tax returns. A spokesman for Trump explained that the president would love to release his tax returns, but that he can't because it would shine a light on all of his backdoor dealings with Russia, and he could get in a lot of trouble for that. That's it for this week's segment of Alternative Facts of the Week. If you have any alternative facts that you'd like to hear on the show, leave a comment below, and I'll pick my favorites and talk about them next week. An anti-gay pastor living in Georgia was convicted of child molestation on Tuesday. After the shooting at a gay Florida nightclub last year, the hate-monger called the victims sinners and said they got what they deserved. All the while, this guy was getting blown by some teenage boy that he had groomed for years. The pastor also liked watching this kid and his teenage girlfriend go at it. At his trial, the pastor said he just had some insights into the holiest ways for 2 kids to have sex, and he really wanted to share them with the teens. And he only made the boy blow him because he had a special technique that he likes women to use, and it was a lot easier to just show how to do it than it is to describe how to do it. While touring a public housing development on Wednesday, Secretary of Housing Ben Carson got trapped in an elevator. After the snafu, Carson convinced the Trump administration to get rid of all elevators in public housing, saying that they cost too much to maintain and that the ladders that replaced them would teach the low-income tenants how to pull themselves up out of poverty. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you liked what you saw. Come back next week where I'll have a brand new episode. Thanks again. Bye!
Delicious.